Mr. Primetime.
No celebrity guests tonight.
You know, Mr. Primetime, you never know what to expect here on Let's Talk Jets. And last night was, I'll be honest with you. You know, we've done a lot over the years. Last night was such a truly remarkable experience for us to get such a prominent guest on our show. I mean, that's like a dream come true.
It was groundbreaking. I mean, again, we totally did not expect that. Totally unplanned, last minute type of thing. He hit us up. We were able to get him on the show. I'm working hard right now to try and get Chris Johnson on. You know, Joe Douglas. Fans want to hear from these guys.
Yeah, I thought the reaction was going to be kind of harsh, but actually the feedback was very good. And like you said, maybe we can get Joe Douglas. Maybe we can get Chris Johnson. Maybe the head coach can come on every week. You never know. I mean, that's something we could really push our luck a little bit, but it's worth a shot.
It might have to be a weekly segment right after the games and in between the, that 15-minute gap before, he talks to the media. Get him on here.
Yeah, you never know. So you never know who we can get on the show. So I'm not gonna lie to you. This is our preview show, and I've done absolutely no research because I really don't give a shit. I mean, this game is not worth X's and O's. Forget it. Any kind of analysis, forget it. If anything you want to talk about, we're gonna talk about a lot about prop bets tonight. But yes, we're gonna do a lot. Yeah, we'll answer this one right here. Live stream on Sunday, absolutely. And this is going to be 3 hours of pure entertainment because it's going to be jokes. It's going to be bets. There will be no anger, no frustration. It's just going to be a comedy show. So there's not going to be a problem with that.
Bets, bingo, and some bad football.
Jets, bingo, bad football, plenty of jokes. And I guess if you're going to look, quick right here to do. What's up, my dudes? What's up, Miguel? How you doing, man? Thank you for joining us. I guess if anything, look at this. The injury report for the game for the Jets, it's just like, I mean, the point spread is 20 points, rightfully so. Perriman's out. Crowder's out. Cashman's out. I mean, look at the injury report. Ficken's out.
Trying to talk about the wide receivers is literally the most frustrating thing about this season because, we went into the year having, a lot of guys down as it was, with Perriman, Denzel Mims. We completely ignored the waiver wire and, some opportunities to make a few moves to bring in some veterans. We settled on Chris Hogan and guys like Berrios, fine. But now look where we're at. Like a week ago, we thought, all right, finally, we're getting all three wide receivers back on the field at the same time with Mims, Crowder, and Perriman. Get a real chance to evaluate Sam and Gase, with their weapons that they brought in. And first game, I mean, not even first game. In practice, Crowder gets hurt, and then Perriman gets lit up in the game, and now we're back to just Denzel Mims. Sucks.
I mean, it's hard to even, like I said, we actually had interview requests for the Kansas City media. I turned them down. I'm like, what do you want us to say, man? Like, there's nothing to say here. You're either going to mock us or you want to say things we don't believe. Like, what do you want to tell you? We suck. We have no chance. This game will be laughable. It'll be over at halftime. There's nothing going to be enjoyable about it. You want to use red zone. You want your clicker in hand so you can keep changing the channel because it's going to be boring. There's nothing. The Jets can't compete on Sunday. They can't. Like, what I can't. Like, you look at it, like, just try and be honest about it. Perriman and Crowder are out. Mims is a rookie. They haven't used a tight end position in forever. The only positive, which is I feel kind of bad saying this, is Frank Gore is questionable. Maybe if Frank Gore doesn't play, they'll let other guys play, and that'll be exciting.
We're going to have to redo the bingo sheet if Frank Gore doesn't play. But yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know why, kind of like the Bill game where, most of the year I picked against the Jets, think they were, going to get obliterated by the spread. For whatever reason, I just have a funny feeling that, that number, which started out at, I think 21.5 or 22, went down to 19.5 as of today. Seems like, some money's coming in on the Jets. Obviously, it was already starting to move prior to the injury reports with Crowder and, Perriman being out. But I don't know, just a funny feeling. I don't think the Chiefs are going to overlook the Jets. And, Le'Veon Bell, he's going to have them fired up. But just a funny feeling that this one's still semi-close, towards the end in the second half, where at least the Jets could still cover the spread. And so it's not completely out of reach.
I think what's going to happen is the game's going to be a laugher, but the Jets will get a lot of garbage yards and a lot of garbage points in the second half, where it's, say, 31-3, and then they bring in Matt Moore or whoever. Oh, Chad Henne, the backup quarterback. And then, they just get 10, 14 points out of just boredom.
See, I got a funny feeling they're going to put up some points. I'm looking at the over at 49.
Yeah, my sound bites at.
No, really. I think they're going to put up some points this week. I'm not saying they're going to put up over 30.
The New York Jets.
Yeah.
This Sunday?
Yes.
How many Trulies do you have?
This is my first one, actually, believe it or not.
You think the Jets are going to score points? And wait, when the game still matters?
Might not be when it matters. You might only have like 7 at the half, and then you get, 2 touchdowns in the second half, I think they'll be around, 21 to 24. I think the over under for the Jets total is ridiculously low. They're sitting at 6.5 for the first half right now and 13.5 for the game. And I think they're definitely going to score 2 touchdowns at least.
Thanks for the entertainment. Yo, dude, thank you guys for joining us, man. I mean, we really, like we keep saying, we didn't know what to expect while doing all these live streams. And I've had a blast. Like this, the only thing keeping me going in this season right now is interacting with everybody else because it's been miserable. It's torture. Like I hate complaining. I hate being mad. This has been the most fun out of all of this.
I was going to say the last, 4 or 5 years that we've been doing this, usually, aside from 2015, usually the season's over right around November. And, these last 2 months of doing shows are always unbearable, especially the Friday, trying to do the previews, for games that don't really matter, that we don't really care about. So being able to do this and interact, in a different kind of way, it's awesome.
What's up, Tyson and Kevin? Everyone, what's up? NY Jet fan 1991. Let's see. Oh, this game. If I remember correctly, the last time the Jets played the Chiefs, Fitzpatrick threw 6 interceptions. It should have been like 9. And then he came out after the game and bashed the organization. Remember?
Yep.
We criticized him. He completely shit the bed. And then he ripped the organization and they kept starting him. I wanted to strangle Todd Bowles then. Remember that?
No, I absolutely remember that. Weren't like 3 or 4 of them all in the red zone too?
Yeah.
Like they were still in that game in the fourth quarter somehow. I think it was like a 17-3 game or something like that in the fourth quarter.
Please do a Joe Douglas press conference.
It's coming. I'm talking to his agent. We're trying to work out the details, but we will have Joe Douglas on eventually.
And for those of you that don't know, last night's show, we had a very special guest. It came out of the blue.
Yep.
I didn't know this guest was coming on until a minute before the show. I was completely – so if my questions weren't on point, it's not my fault. I was completely caught off guard.
Your questions were spot on. You had Gay stumped a few times. I mean, that was a phenomenal interview, especially, last minute put together like that. Phenomenal job.
44-10 practice Jets wins. I mean, listen, if you think about it, the Jets practice team is the best team in football. There's no doubt about that. If that team ever would show up on a football field sometime in the next 10 years, they're going to win the game.
No doubt. And you would think this would be the week for them to have their best practice, ever, of the season, at least, playing the Chiefs, Super Bowl champs. You should be motivated this week. So it should have been a good week of practice. Let's get some of it to translate. Best
part of the day is your streams. We appreciate that, man. I was looking forward to this one. Last night, I had a blast, man. Like some of this shit's just fun because I like this show is going to be a lot of prop bets, like how we think guys are going to do, what they're going to do. Because the game is going to be a laugher, I think. It's not going to be even competitive. So, Devil's Night with Tyson and Kevin. This should be good. I mean, it's what you call Mischief Night tonight, right?
Yep.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yep.
Playing Mecole Hardman in fantasy. That's how desperate I am. Well, the Chiefs are without Sammy Watkins. So you got Tyreek Hill, you got Travis Kelce, Le'Veon Bell, Edwards-Helaire. I mean, they got a lot of weapons there.
I'm sure you saw the Manish article with who is it, Todd Gurley, who was just ripping the way Adam Gase was using Le'Veon Bell.
Dude,
we've talking about how he used him in Pittsburgh, sent him out as a wide receiver. Dude.
I'm praying. I'm praying to the football gods. I want over 100 yards. I want 2 touchdowns for Le'Veon Bell. I want him to walk up the Gase and drop the football. Like right there, like psh, take the 15 yards, dude. Like it'd be the best 15 yards he's ever, like 15-yard penalty in the history of his career. Just drop it in front of him and walk away as it scores 31-3.
I hope we see it. Really do.
Another request. I mean, now we're getting requests for coaches. I mean, we could get Darryl Loggins on. I mean, if we can get the head coach on, we probably could get Darryl Loggins on. I mean, he's calling plays again this week. A lot of pressure on him, and he's using a lot more motion.
He's got a lot more on his plate now too. He's calling the plays. His job during the week's a little bit more heavy than it used to be. So that might be a tough one.
He's got a lot more to answer for now too. So
that's true. That's true.
The fact that we are going into this game knowing there's no shot, this won't be a blowout, speaks volumes to our ineptitude. What's funny is right now the Jets are in a perfect situation. In my standpoint, is they know they're going to lose. We all expect them to lose, and they're going to lose. So is anybody, if they lose 45-3 on Sundays, anybody care?
No.
Is anybody say Adam Gase should be fired? No. We're all just like me and you're like that, dude. Like I expect a complete disaster, and it's going to happen. And I'm like, all right. If you didn't fire him at the Denver, and you didn't fire him at the Buffalo, and you didn't fire him over the last 5 weeks, doesn't matter what happens on Sunday. It does, and that's what they want. They want us to not care, and we don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and the fans, like, we don't care. We're rooting for Trevor Lawrence right now, which is why, I hate getting into that debate like so early, because we're doing what ownership wants. We're buying into all the Trevor Lawrence hype. I'll totally welcome that debate at the end of the year, but by doing it right now, by putting the blame on Sam and saying, I just think it gives Adam Gase that opportunity to say, you know what, I didn't have my quarterback. I need to come back for another year. And I think ownership, seeing the excitement that the fan base is already having in Trevor Lawrence, they're going to think they could kind of push that through.
Please bring Rich Kotite on the show at Sunday's game. We can arrange that. Because primetime, I think I can get my contacts. I can get Rich Kotite on the show. I can do that. Can happen. You may have an exclusive interview there, man. Because I had some connections with Kotite. Yeah,
okay,
that could happen.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of angles we can go with this.
Could do like a split screen, Gase on one side, Kotite on the other.
Yeah, it could be fascinating. We could actually just go back and forth. Kevin was hilarious last night. I mean, Coach Gase did not disappoint. When Coach Gase was actually drinking his Truly through his snout, that was I don't know how I couldn't. I was dying. Like my eyes were tearing at one point. Appreciate the consistency of the show, guys. Keep it coming. Hey man, Sunday live stream right after the game, post game, which will probably be a comedy show in itself. And you never know, special guests could pop up at any time. Shotgun plenty of Truly lemonade Sunday. Shotguns could be on the menu.
I don't know about that. I felt like shit. I felt like shit on Monday.
Come on, man. You got to do it for the team.
This week, I don't know.
Is it bad that I'm just drinking to all these live streams now? I mean, what else are you going to do? Listen, man, what do you think this is? This isn't water. Let's see. Mr. Primetime, can opening sound. That's the intro.
The official soundtrack.
I want to make this t-shirt so bad. Muppets and Puppets on Sunday. Here we go. Look, he's got it in his thing too, dude, in the logo over there.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
I do. Puppets. I want to make a shirt so bad. I do.
All those damn trademarks.
Yep. Let's see. Drinking with you guys tonight. Well, thank you. We appreciate it. The Chiefs have a bye this week. It's going to seem like it. I mean, and it's so funny because the members of me are like, oh, can they be competitive? Can they be this? Can they be that? The answer is no. Like we just talked, like they don't even have like guys on offense that even threaten them. Like who's your threat in offense right now? No Perriman, no Crowder. Okay, I mean Tyrann Mathieu gonna. I mean, there's not even a matchup you can look at and be like, okay, we could do this. There's nothing.
Maybe they've been saving all their creativity in the playbook for this week for the Chiefs.
We got a prominent question here, man. You ready for this one?
Bring it on.
The real question is, where primetime sunglasses?
That's a good question. 2 shows in a row, I don't know. It's getting cold out. I don't wear them.
Who did they have on the show that they're talking about having more people on? Listen, Charlie, if I were you, I would watch last night's show, and right off the bat, a very, very, very special guest joined us that you're not going to get nowhere else. I mean, this is an exclusive that, we're just a podcast. We're not experts. We're just 2 clowns talking Jets, and we landed an exclusive, which was just remarkable.
It was an honor, man.
I mean, dude, I was speechless at the points, and there was times when I tried to be professional during the interview, and I just couldn't even keep my laughter. And to be completely honest, if it wasn't for you guys, this season would be unbearable. Appreciate what you do. Listen, man, we're all in this together. Sunday is going to be about trying to entertain each other during another embarrassing loss. So
that's all we got now.
Let's see. Yep, Crowder is out. Let's see. Good for you, Tyson. Halftime. The game is over now. I mean, what's everybody's expectations for this game? Like, this game's a laugher. Like, you can't even take it seriously. Like, to be honest, like you got to think like nobody's gonna rally the troops in that locker room. Like, and you're going into a huge underdog. Like, are they gonna come out to any fight, dude? Or are they just gonna get their doors blown off? Like, do you think anybody's buying anything that Adam Gase or Greg Williams is selling them at this point?
I don't think anybody's buying anything that the coaching staff is selling, but you still have a lot of guys that are on, essentially 1-year contracts that are fighting for future deals. Maybe some guys that sense they could be traded if they play well, and strike interest from another team. And then you got a lot of rookies that you should be, giving significant playing time to. Guys like P. Ryan, Ashton Davis, he should be starting. Mims is going to be your featured wideout this week. So, I mean, you got a whole lot of young guys out there. And anytime that, you're a youngster not making a whole lot of money, that's all the motivation you need. It doesn't matter what coach is in your ear. You're trying to put good film on tape, whether it's the Jets or somebody else that, sees it. You're eventually trying to get paid one day. So those guys are going to be fighting hard, I think.
Well, Ashton Davis is thankfully playing because Bradley McDougald is out.
Yep.
I mean, McDougal should have been out because he should have been benched, but now the football gods did us a favor and got that guy out of here. Hopefully he gets traded or something, or just something. Just get him out of here.
Just release him at this point.
Do something. Make a statement, please. AJ Flores, Jets will ruin their own tank and win 9-3. If this game is 9-3,
the Chiefs to 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, if that score is 9-3, AJ, you could host this show because I'd be completely, unless there's a snowstorm, a blizzard. I mean, this isn't the game.
No,
like everybody keeps asking.
I say even last week though, or the week before, whenever it was that the Chiefs played the Broncos, they put up over 40 points with snow on the ground. So I mean, weather, no weather, it doesn't matter. Jets defense is one of the worst in football. They're going to easily put up 30, if not 40.
The Jets are going into the Lions Den with a meat suit on. I'm not sure if the NFL is allowed to broadcast murder on live television. It's fair, man. Like this is the kind of game that we get with, like other markets. They'll go away at halftime. Like, all right, now we're going to show you whatever other game that's close because this game's not going to be close. It's a laugher. There's no interest in this game whatsoever. Like, I'm like, to be honest with you, like we're obligated to watch it. I wouldn't even want to watch it myself. As
far as there being a legitimate chance for the Jets to win, I agree. There's going to be no interest, but like covering the spread, making it somewhat close in the second half, for whatever reason, I don't have any stats or trends to back it up. Just a funny feeling that this will be within like 2 scores by the fourth quarter.
Come on, man.
Funny feeling.
Over under. How many piss breaks for primetime on Sunday? I'm saying
7.
at least. No, you're usually. I'm saying 3. 3's to be over under for you on Sunday.
I'll take the over. Take the over.
Really?
Easily.
You anticipate more than 3?
Absolutely.
Another question. What's the bingo board going to look like? We got to change it up this week because we got a lot of new X factors. You got Frank Gore's banged up. All the receivers are hurt. So now you got to say, will Chris Herndon come out of witness protection? Like, will Trayvon Wesco get a carry? Like, we got to get really creative with this and really change the bingo board up here.
I'm definitely doing a whole column of all, Le'Veon Bell props. Le'Veon Bell catches the pass, 10-yard run, Le'Veon Bell touchdown, throws the ball in Adam Gase's face, whatever else you could think of.
A lot of worry about the sunglasses. The question is, will the sunglasses be back on Sunday?
Sunday they'll be back. I'll make sure I bring them back.
We got a lot of concern for the sunglasses right now. Here's hoping Le'Veon Bell runs all over the Jets, then offers Gase a game ball. I agree. Like I just want to see him go over the sideline, just give him a big smile, like I want it. I want anger like towards Gase, like just have to, because nobody on the sideline is going to support Gase. The players are going to be like, you got rid of him, dude. Like, it's not us. Like, this is on you, Jack.
As much as we want that, it's just not going to happen, unfortunately.
So I guess what is the over under? What would you say for Mahomes? Like, the problem I have with trying to bet any kind of Chiefs stuff is I don't think they're going to play a full game. They'll probably be out in the third quarter.
Well, so for Mahomes, I would agree. His over-under on passing yards is at 272.5, which is kind of low, but that I think plays into what you're saying, which is that they might be up, 28-10 at the half and then just go ground and pound, the entire second half, which is why I love, some of the Le'Veon Bell props. His over-under on yardage, 39.5 yards for Le'Veon Bell on the ground.
What?
39.5 yards. Yeah.
Is he over-under for Bell?
Yep. I mean, again, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's their number 1 back. So
yeah, but Andy Reid's gonna do him a solid, dude.
That's what I'm thinking. So rushing yards 39.5, and then passing yards, you can get on DraftKings 11.5 yards passing yards for Le'Veon Bell.
Receiving yards, you mean?
Yeah.
I'm in on that. Wait, 39 rushing yards, 11 receiving yards for Bell. That's it?
11.5 and 39.5. Yeah.
I'm in for that.
Yep.
How the hell can they do that?
And then the touchdown props also, you get him even for 1 touchdown. So, bet 100, win 100. 2 touchdowns pays out 650 to 1. So again, you bet 100, win 650, and then plus 3,700 for 3 touchdowns. I don't think he'll get 3, but definitely 2. Shit. Those odds are pretty good.
All right, we're going to come back to that. So how does the bingo game work? Well, David, it's very easy. We have a bingo board that we will get finished up. We'll clean up. It's called Let's Talk Jets Radio Bingo. It's not Jets Bingo. It's Let's Talk Jets Radio Bingo. We have things we got to. Apparently, we got to watch a lot of things here. So we're pissing off a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure I can almost guarantee our interview last night has us on the bullseye is so on our fucking head right now. So
I was gonna say for a fact that the Jets saw that interview because I saw at least one comment on the Adam Gase interview today on their official YouTube page that said, "Hey, the interview with Tyson last night was better than this shit." So there you go.
So we're on the bullseye right now. So we got to watch. So it's Let's Talk Jets Radio Bingo. And what we do is we have a bingo board, and then when that happens in the game, you drink. Yep. And if you watch last Sunday's live stream, the first down run got me buried. I mean, I was smashed by the second quarter. So it's all in fun. So
I've seen some requests for like everybody to have their own individual bingo board where like we could give out prizes for winners. Maybe we'll get to that one day, but that would be tough, creating like 50 different bingo boards.
We can create some. We'll try to get more creative as the season goes on. Like we'll do something. We get some prizes out and stuff. We'll do some things. We just got to figure out. Can you imagine if the Chiefs lost this game? If the Jets beat the Chiefs, we'll never hear the end of it. Adam Gase will get an extension. We'll never get rid of him. That'll be the end.
Funny feeling we're going to be competitive on Sunday.
Come on, man. You better stop saying this.
I'm telling you,
we're
dude.
Start fighting.
I've picked the Jets correct on the spread 7 out of 7 times this year. So I do think they're going to cover the spread. Now, how close they get to it, I don't know. But just funny.
So are you saying it's going to be a game in the first half, or the Chiefs are going to pull away early and then the Jets creep back in garbage time?
I think I would say like 20-10, 24-10, something like that at the half. And the Chiefs, yes, they'll start to take the foot off the gas in the second half, and we'll get to within, maybe 10 points, 14 points. We're going to cover the spread. Wouldn't shock me at all.
I think the score will be 10-0 at half, but the Chiefs win 27-0. I just don't see the Jets scoring for some reason this game. I mean, no Crowder, no Perryman helps your cause. Frank Gore being banged up. I mean, the Jets without Frank Gore, I'm not sure they'd run their offense because they're not going to know what to do. Seriously, if you take away Frank Gore out of this offense, they're going to be lost. They won't know what to do. They may actually have to use P. Ryan and Ty Johnson. I mean, can you imagine?
As I say, at least now they have no choice but to use P. Ryan a little bit or kind of air it out and let Sam throw the ball. I know he's down a bunch of receivers, but you still have Vincent Smith, Jeff Smith, Berrios. He put up some numbers earlier in the year. Can work Herndon and Griffin at tight end. I don't know. Funny feeling.
Another request. Can we get Rich Kotite on here and see what he thinks of Gase? I'm telling you right now, this could be arranged. Like getting Coach Gase last night was not easy. Kotite we can work on because I have a vast background with Rich Kotite. So there'll be no question that he can't answer. I can assure you that.
I'm here for that one.
What Primetime is saying is Reed will put his second and third string clowns in, and the Jets will score against them. That's what's going to happen, probably.
Somewhat, yeah. I don't think it's going to be as bad, at least in the first half, as people are thinking, where it's going to be like 35-0, and then he's taking the foot off the gas. I think our offense is going to surprisingly put up some points. The scripted plays usually work. They did last week where we put up 10 points. Chiefs defense isn't invincible. So,
how do I watch your interview that happened last night? It's the video, right? Well, I made like my own personal video. It's a video from yesterday. It's called Jets Viewers Decide Topics, or Jet Fan View, whatever. Viewers Decide Topics. And was going to be just a regular show, and then lo and behold, a special guest came right off the bat came on the show. It was caught us all by surprise, literally all of us by surprise.
Never know what's going to happen on this show.
Starting Mims in fantasy because I've got too many wide receivers on a bye. Think he could have a decent day. Dare I say a garbage time touchdown? So Mims could be a focus of your offense at this point. What would you say the over under on yards is for Mims? 50, 60?
45.5.
That's an interesting one, man.
Yep. And then Mims scoring a touchdown is also at plus 300, so 3-1 odds for him scoring a touchdown. Herndon actually 7-1 odds for him scoring a touchdown. Chris Herndon, yeah, that guy that kind of fell off the face of the earth. Yeah.
Oh, the guy that seems okay with how the Jets are using him.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just that comment was ridiculous.
But yeah, Mims I definitely like on the over 45.5 yards when he's probably going to be their number one option in the passing game. You think they're going to be throwing the ball a lot in the second half, and also Sam Darnold, 203.5 yards for him passing, which I think he's going to be well over that because he's going to be throwing all game. They're going to have to.
I could see Sam throwing for like 280 on Sunday, and it's going to be all garbage time. Like they're just to me, this game's going to be a mess. Like the Jets going to be losing, the Chiefs back off, and there's going to pile up all these insignificant numbers. But Mims was 45. That's interesting.
Yeah, that I like it.
It's like how many? What's the over under on Berrios?
Berrios is at 38.5.
Who the fuck's catching the ball? They're not giving. Somebody's going to have like 80, 90 yards receiving on this team. They have to.
You would think. And if that happens, you would think Sam easily gets over the 203.5. So.
We're going into this betting now. Damn it. I got Hill and Bell in fantasy this week. I mean, Tyreek Hill is going to have a day. There is nobody nobody has the speed that he has. What's the over under on him?
64.5.
He'll have that in the first quarter. I mean, we have nobody in the world that can cover him.
I actually like McCole Hardman even more, 29.5 for him.
Really?
I
figured Sammy Watkins out?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I figure they're probably going to put a lot of their coverage over to Tyreek Hill. If not him, Travis Kelce. Those are your main two options. So I feel like Hardman, he can go under the radar. One big catch for him. I mean, he hits over 30 easily.
That's interesting. That's some interesting bets there. Yep. What's Travis Kelce?
No, I'm sorry, 63.5.
Yeah, he's going to get his numbers. I mean,
that's probably.
You figure that you look at what the Jets can't do, especially with Bradley McDougall out. And Blake Cashman out. Not that he ever plays anyway. He's always hurt. That's a wasted pick too. But they have no speed on defense. I mean, Ashton Davis is the guy that has some speed and has and Marcus May, obviously, but they're going to be lost in space out there. They're going to get so outcoached on Sunday.
The only thing you worry about with any of those guys is that it's kind of pick their poison, with their offense, where they could have literally any one of those guys could get over 100, 150 yards, but then, the other guys maybe don't see as many targets. Maybe they go heavy in the run game, especially in the second half. So I think it does create some opportunities where maybe, Tyreek Hill and Kelsey don't get over the 60-yard mark, but definitely Hardman. I mean, one catch, he could easily get over 30. So I like that one the best.
This show is more popular than ever thanks to Adam Gase and his pathetic team. Must give him props. I mean, we gave him props last night. We asked him fair questions. We didn't railroad him. We didn't give – it was legit. We gave him a platform. He had a good, half hour we asked him his thoughts on the team, the media, the fans. I mean, we were fair.
Yeah, and he answered the questions. You give him credit. He didn't dodge anything. Yeah, unlike Joe Douglas.
Let's see. Break Mike McHagnon on the show. That'd be an interesting one. I think that would be very interesting.
I could probably arrange for that one because I'll have every excuse in the book ready to go on that one.
So. There's certain guys we have down to a science at this point. A lot of these ones we could accommodate most of these requests.
I'll have my coffee cup ready.
Let's see. Watching a Jets game like this is one of those World War II movies where the men are facing doom but keep fighting. Only difference with this Jet game is there's no ultimate meaning. I mean, this is the most meaningless game they can have because it's going to be a non-competitive loss, in my opinion, at least.
I mean, that's one way to look at it, but I think for some of these younger guys, it's a measuring stick game. See how you match up.
Experience.
Yeah, it's a learning experience and a measuring stick. See how you match up against some of the best.
Oh, Jesus. Boomer Size will make a fantastic guest on this show.
Never.
I mean, we could do it. I mean, because I know all the excuses that I mean, there's not many people that. Oh, there's another one. This one, John Izzy could be another one too. We have a lot. Dude, we could have endless. We could have endless guests on the show. We could do them all.
Boomer would be great.
Oh, I could do Boomer. I could do that in a heartbeat. I can do it now. I mean, I have been down to a science with him. Let's see. Take a shot every time Hill blows past Desir. I mean, they're going to play soft zone because they can't go man-to-man with none of these guys. They have no speed anywhere. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know how they even could try to help Travis Kelce. I don't know what they're going to do there.
Well, that's kind of one of the reasons, though, that, the over on Mahomes worries me a little bit because I feel like we are going to be playing that soft zone, just backing up, worried about Tyreek Hill beating us over the top, where it's just, Edwards-Helaire and Le'Veon Bell all day up the middle.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, too. It's like, now here's a question for you. Yeah. With the trade deadline next week, I think it's next week, right? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
If you're the New York Jets and and people are showing interest in certain players, say it's Avery Williamson or it's McDougald who's not playing, Jordan Jenkins maybe, do you hold guys out this Sunday or kind of say, hey, you know what? Get a few snaps in and we're going to take you out because we want to get your trade. We want to make sure we can trade you. Do you do that? Is that going to actually happen?
I think you have to talk to the player first and see if they want to actually go on the field and play,
of course.
play their final game as a Jet.
Yeah,
and then you can trade them after that.
What am I thinking?
That's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, it's all about the players. But exactly. I mean, yeah, Steve McClendon and Steve McClendon had a phenomenal game last week too, which is nice kicking the ass too.
Yep.
But seriously, do you think the Jets at some point do that? Do they say, hey, you know what? Going into the second quarter, game is out of control. Let's take you out, like say Avery Williamson, who people have to have interest in him at this point. Middle linebackers are going down all across the NFL. They say, you know what, Avery, sit this one out the rest of the game. You're good. Your hamstring's a little tight. Take you out and on to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, especially if the game's out of control. No reason at all for, some of these veterans that are out the door already. Guys like you said, Jordan Jenkins, Brian Poole, Avery Williamson, McDougald. Those guys are going to be on the block. If you can get a mid to late round pick, and hopefully by now at this point, what their value is, and if teams are potentially interested, then yeah, you don't risk getting them hurt for a game like this.
Chiefs are in for a rough one. 37-year-old Frank Gore, the tank, going to roll over them. Frank Gore's banged up, though. He's questionable for the game. That would be the best thing that could happen to this team is Frank Gore doesn't play.
He'll tough it out. He'll tough it out. They'll let him play.
Just killing my dreams, man.
They're not going to let him sit this one out. They're number one back. They're not going to let him sit out.
I was too young for the Kotite years. This is the most painful year to be a fan for me by far, fellas. I mean, this is worse than the Kotite years. I mean, this is bad. Let's see what we got here. Definitely want to see Mims do well. He should have plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, who else are you throwing the ball to? Unless
it's only 45
tight ends
for him.
Yeah, 45.5. Yep.
Man, I'm tempted to do the Le'Veon Bell bet. I'm tempted to do because like if you look at this Jets offense, just say like what's your over under on total yards for Jets offense? Say 300 yards for the day,
350. Yeah.
So if you have 350 total yards, who's getting them?
P-Ryan.
What's his numbers for rushing yards?
That's a good. I didn't see anything posted for P-Ryan yet because I think part of that's probably not being certain about whether or not Gore's going to play. So I didn't see the number posted yet, but I'm going to check again right now.
Because if you have say 280 yards of total offense, who the hell's dude? If you have, Crowder would be your go-to. Somebody's got to catch all these passes and run the ball.
You would think, but
especially if Frank Gore's out.
I was gonna say, but then again, last week he had 4 yards in the second half, so yeah, there's nothing posted right now for P-Ryan as far as rushing yards go.
The question is the S for Springfield on your hat?
It's actually for Summit, which is not too far from Springfield. So,
okay, there we go. We answer any question here, as you guys can see. Patrick Mahomes, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns by halftime. I don't think he was 300 by halftime, but I think we had like 200 yards.
If they decide they want to put up like 30 points in the first half, they could probably do it, but I don't know.
So what do you think? What would you say his over-under on passing yards is? What would you think?
I think it's perfect where it's at right now, which is 272.5. I think he's going to be right at that number somewhere between.
They probably take him out.
Probably somewhere between 250 and 280. And then the biggest thing you worry about is that if he's at 210, let's say at the first half, and they're up big, then it's just probably a lot of Edwards-Helaire maybe on Bell. Yep.
Yeah, and like Andy Reid's like a classic guy too. Like he won't run the score up and make it like 55-3. He'll take everybody out. He'll run the ball. He's a classy guy. Especially when he knows the Jets are just a train wreck.
Yep.
So let's see. What's the over for total points for the Jets? What's their 13?
13.5. 6.5 in the first half.
I would take that. I think they may
right. Especially in the first half, usually their scripted plays work. You figure they'll get a touchdown at some point.
I mean, 13.5. I can see them getting like 17, maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They lose like 35-17.
Yeah, I don't have any confidence in the defense, but funny feeling the offense will put up some points, have a couple of drives that work out.
We got a serious question here. Do you think Joe Douglas looks at Darnold as an excuse for Gase or Gase as an excuse for Darnold?
I think it's clear that they're looking at Darnold as the excuse. It's clear that they want Trevor Lawrence. They're positioning themselves to get him. They haven't tried to make any moves to help Sam as far as bringing in wide receivers, spending that $30 million, prioritizing wide receivers in the draft. They had so many opportunities to legitimately help this kid, and they haven't done it. So I just think the fact that Gase brought in Joe Douglas, there hasn't really been any whispers that he's truly on the hot seat or he's going to get fired. I think that Darnold is absolutely the excuse for Gase, and Gase is going to make his case to coach up Trevor Lawrence.
And if Joe Douglas wants to save his ass, he makes Gase the excuse for Darnold and gets rid of both of them. Says, you know what? This coach ruined this quarterback. Coach has to go. Quarterback has to go. I want all my guys in there now.
Well, that's what he should say. But do you have any confidence that that's what he's saying behind the scenes? I don't.
I'll have to ask him in an interview.
Yeah, good point.
We won't be able to fairly evaluate Sam this year. There's zero chemistry at any position because everyone is always injured. Who could Sam trust on a weekly basis? Nobody.
Exactly. Whatever happened to Lawrence Cager? I know he had the injury in that second week, but wasn't he supposed to come back after a couple weeks? I haven't heard a word about him.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be back. I mean, but even the offensive line, I mean, Alex Lewis is still banged up. Maybe Cam Clark plays, but the offensive line has been always all that reliable either.
I'd like to see Clark out there. See one of these younger guys kind of step up with Becton.
Who the hell will our receivers be on Sunday? Mims, Berrios, Jeff, and Vincent Smith. Might as well get the flight. Might as well use the flight crew. Couldn't hurt.
Got some speed out there.
I mean,
does Vincent Smith not have speed? Does Jeff Smith not have speed?
When was the last time they threw a deep pass in this offense?
I'm just asking a simple question. Do they have speed?
Yes.
Okay, so utilize it. Send them on their go routes. Toss it up. Take some chances.
They also have 2 tight ends they haven't used either. I mean, do we want to go through their list of all things they haven't done yet?
Well, in fairness, again, with the tight ends, when they have used them, they haven't produced. So I feel like that one's kind of on both ends.
I don't understand this. Dylan's firing out some. Let's see.
Got some jokes.
Yo, Tyson, what's the difference between your students and the Jets? Your students are actually good at their sport, and that's fair. I mean, they're actually true. My students are actually they're doing great. Actually, they're doing awesome. Can you imagine if the Jets pull the upset of the century? No.
Nobody's betting the Jets money line?
No.
You can get Sam Darnold throwing 300 yards with the Jets win at 25-1. Kind of tempting. Put $4 on that to win 100.
Funny feeling we won't be competitive this week. I agree. I mean, I just don't see it. Like I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I didn't do an ounce of research. Like I don't need to. Like I watched the Chiefs, I've watched the Jets. I know where this is. 6-1, 0-7. This is not even a debate. The coaching, the players, the talent. There's not one aspect of this that says close game. Nothing.
I don't think we have the pieces on defense to match up with anything that they do on offense, but offensively, just again, I know we haven't done it all year. We've got 85 points in 7 games. I know we got a couple of receivers out, but the Chiefs defense, I think they gave up 40 points against the Raiders a couple of weeks ago. I know they've been better this year than they were last year.
You're going to compare us to the Raiders, man?
I'm not.
You sure you haven't been drinking earlier? Like this is your first truly?
I haven't. I'm trying to talk myself into this one.
Dude, nobody's buying your bullshit, dude. I got nobody.
Competitive game within the spread?
No. Listen, I'll say it. Like I have a funny feeling like late third quarter, early fourth quarter, they start putting up all these gaudy numbers and it's laughable when it's like you see like Darren Lee's cousin playing defense out there. You're like, who the fuck is that guy? You know what I mean? You see Andy Reid, like Mahomes on the sideline with Tyreek Hill. They're playing bingo and shit. Like they're not even watching the game because the game's so bad. They're signing autographs in the stands.
They're probably watching our stream playing the Jets.
Yeah, it's probably true. What if the Jets make an amazing comeback to win this game? What if cats started to bark? What if pigs flew to the moon like today? I mean, there's no way. It'd be the biggest. It's impossible. It's literally this is the safest bet. The Jets are guaranteed to lose this game. They're guaranteed. They're not winning this. It's impossible.
Chiefs not going to overlook us? Overconfident coming in?
Dude, I can tell you this. They could overlook us. They can come to the game hungover. Half of them could not even play, and they're still winning by 17 points. The Jets are that bad, dude. Do you understand how bad we are?
I do. But again, they were within 8 points of Buffalo last week. And Buffalo, obviously, they didn't play well.
Dude, look at the Chiefs' offense versus our defense.
And
then look at their defense. Their defense is pretty good too. Like Tyrann Mathieu is just going to light anybody that walks. Like whatever half-assed receivers we have out there, they're going to get torched.
Yeah, Jones too.
Yeah.
His quote was funny.
Oh, Chris Jones.
Jets are still a good team.
You guys have to do car bombs all next week at the Jets win. Listen, I'll tell you right now, Kevin. If the Jets win on Sunday, I will drink whatever you guys ask. I'll do the worst shot in the bar drink. Like I don't care. Like there's no way. It'd be never.
Now I'm rooting for a Jets win.
That's just remotely not cool. No Gore, no wheel routes. Yeah, Frank Gore's questionable, man. I mean, like this is, and I thought about it. This is why Gase isn't calling plays on Sunday because with no Frank Gore, he'll be lost. He won't know what to do. That's why he had to give it away. Like I can't have this pressure on me.
In fairness, though, Dowell Loggins is going to have to adjust because he called plenty of the same thing. Frank Gore first down. I mean, you were drinking how many times last week? So.
Oh my God, those first down running plays just drove me off. My God, that was bad, man.
Yeah.
And the sad thing was some of them actually worked.
I know.
Excuse me.
You're getting mad at like 9-yard runs.
That's true. I'm not gonna lie. That's true. Uh-oh. Bring Christian Hackenberg on the show.
I could probably arrange for that one.
Yep. We have a lot of guys. Sadly, we have a lot of background with a lot of these players and coaches. We could probably bring a lot of these guys on. And we're just gonna lose. I mean, we could do it.
I was such a Hackenberg fan. They ruined him too.
Prep Drinky for the possible KC slaughter. I mean, it's gonna be rough, man. Like this, like Sunday's live stream is just gonna be jokes, like just fun and jokes. There's not gonna be anything that's gonna be serious about this show at all. Like I guarantee I'm not gonna get mad about nothing. I expect a disaster. I want a disaster. The only time I'll get mad is if like the Chiefs are on the 1-yard line and Le'Veon Bell doesn't get the ball. Like I will be actively rooting. Like as a Jets fan, I'm rooting for Le'Veon Bell on Sunday. I will be active about it. I'm gonna be cheering for him. I don't care. Look at this. Jets are due for a win.
Here we go.
On, Blaze Toy. Don't you in prime time, man. I'm not even dealing with this shit tonight. No way.
Fans are getting amped for this one. They're expecting a close game. Jets are gonna be fired up.
Nobody. Just not enough to complete. That's it. They don't have enough talent to even be on the same field. This team. This is like JV versus the NFL.
Most likely, but any given Sunday.
Come on, man. I'm high. Even I know we're getting blown out of this game. I'm with you, Jack. I mean, I'm trying to get there too, and it's just not. I mean, oh my God. Look at this. Jets win in dramatic fashion. Come on, man. What do you guys? Did everybody go to happy hour tonight? Did everybody have like a liquid lunch? Like, what happened here? There's no way this is happening.
2 years ago, Sam went toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers.
Stop it.
Now he's got his chance to go toe-to-toe with Pat Mahomes and prove to everybody that he's still a franchise quarterback. He's going to show up ready to play. He's going to put this team on his back for 300 yards, and he's going to keep the Jets in this game.
What's the over-under on Chad Henne having a touchdown pass on Sunday?
Oh, that's a good question. I got to look that one up.
He has one.
He's not even listed.
I'll make that bet.
You can get Trayvon Wesco scoring a touchdown at 24-1.
I'm a lifelong Chiefs fan from Kansas City. Not sure why I'm here, but I'm right now. But I'm loving it. Well, welcome aboard, man. This is your comedy hour. You're watching now. You're understanding how bad our team is, and we're to the point we're just picking out how we're going to fall apart and what we're going to do with it. So
he's probably getting nervous. He's probably getting nervous about this game.
No,
now.
He's not, dude. What the fuck is there to be nervous about here?
They're getting worried.
The only thing he's nervous about is like our Jets bingo, how hammered we're going to get, how bad we are, how good they are. We're going to get. I mean, we're going to just get stomped. Let's see. So what's the over under on Chiefs yards, total yards? Do you have that?
I don't even know if that was an option. I'd have to go to game props or team props for that one.
We had 4 yards for a quarter. No, correction, A Rosa. We had 4 yards for a half of football. A half of football, we had 4 yards. And this guy over here is trying to tell me how we're going to be competitive with the Chiefs this week. Fuck out of here. Come on, man.
Well, again, they're in the process of still watching the film. We heard from Gase last night. They're watching the film. That.
He's still watching it Thursday, and the game happened on Sunday. That's probably half the problem.
Well, no, there was a lot of plays to diagnose. He's getting it together. They're going to make their adjustments. But no, there are not any props for total yards.
This is a good question right here. Who has more, Chiefs touchdowns or Jets points?
Jets points.
Jets points. The Jets are going to score probably. I'd say the minimum. What's the minimum points the Jets are going to score? I'd say 14, 10, 14,
13, 14, 17, somewhere in that range.
And what's their ceiling?
27 to 30.
30 points?
Yep.
You definitely been drinking, dude. There is no way you've had to do something over there.
I said 27 to 30, somewhere in that range.
Which
is 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals.
Dude, the New York Jets.
Yeah.
The same team that we watched with 4 fucking points 4 yards in the second half last week is going to score 30 points against the Chiefs without Perriman and Crowder.
They're due. They've been saving it all for this week for KC.
Oh, come on, man. You got to be kidding me. They've been saving it. They're saving it for the Patriots.
At some point, you figure that they've got to have a decent offensive game. We haven't had one all year. This is the game to do it. The Chiefs, they're going to put up 30 or 40. You're going to need at least, high 20s to be somewhat competitive. So your mindset coming into the game should be up tempo, score as many points as possible.
Wait. So now you want to see hold on. You want to see an up tempo offense, which we haven't seen all year. You want to see the offense score points, which we haven't done all year. And you want to see this happen against one of the best teams of football.
Yeah.
On the road.
Because you have nothing to lose.
Perriman and Crowder.
You have nothing to lose. You're 19.5 point underdogs. You're 19.5 point underdogs. Let it all hang out. You got nothing to lose. Let Sam throw the ball 60 times. Let's see what happens.
I'm a Dolphins fan. A lot of my friends are Jets fans. And at this point, it just isn't fun roasting them. I mean, listen, we have a lot of them coming on here. Bills fans, Dolphin fans, Patriot fans. They actually feel bad for us. I mean, we suck. We're the worst team in football. Like, we're incompetent from ownership all the way down. We suck. I mean, it's
first time in my life that I could remember all 3 division rivals, like literally feeling sad, for Jet fans, not piling on, not trash talking, just like, wow, you guys are a mess. I feel bad for you guys. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that already this year.
This is practice for Andy Reid. This is the kind of game where you go through your playbook and be like, listen,
then he should be worried. Then he should be worried because we are the best practice team in football. So he should be worried.
Oh, see, now you spun it the wrong way. With Andy Reid's gonna be like, what? I've always wanted to try this play, but I don't want to do this to get good against good teams. So he's gonna try all his fake plays and his trick plays, all this shit against us because he knows we can't defend anything anyway.
That's a good point too.
Yeah. Let's try. I mean, Mahomes got to be like, this is probably the best week of sleep that Patrick Mahomes has ever had in his tenure in the NFL. He's probably chilling out like Travis Kelce when he sees like we have nobody that can cover him. Tyreek Hill, like they had no stress, no pressure. Can you imagine them watching our tape? You know, it's like they're watching like the game film, like these fucking guys can't cover, they can't.
That's
tackle.
what I'm saying though. They're going to come in a little bit overconfident.
They should be. They have the right to be overconfident. We can't do anything right.
I know.
They watch our offensive line try to block and not pick up blitzes. God help us, man. Tyrann Mathieu, how many sacks? What's his numbers for sacks? Does Tyrann Mathieu have any sack numbers? They're probably like 2.
They usually don't have anything on defensive players.
Just let them attack all the time.
Yeah.
I've heard this joke before though. Tyson and Kevin, did you guys hear about that storm at MetLife Stadium? The weather service said it absolutely couldn't have been a tornado. After all, there are never any touchdowns there. I've heard that before.
I like that.
Yeah. Cager was just signed back to the practice squad. I didn't think he was off. I just thought that he's been hurt.
That's what I thought too. Because he had a couple nice catches early in the year before he got hurt. So,
let's see here. I got Tyreek Hill and Bell in fantasy. Brittany, you are lucky. You hit the jackpot, I think, because that's just. Especially, I think with Bell, I just think Andy Reid's gonna do him a solid, man. I think I would take the over in yards. I feel confident he gets 1 touchdown. I'm not sure about 2 though.
Yeah, the 1 touchdown is an easy bet. The 2, just because of the increased odds. 6.5 to 1. Put something on that. $10 to win 65.
Yep. Crazy how it's been 3 years. We have no clue if Sam is good. That's pretty much sums it up.
And that's why I hate killing him midseason. I feel like that gives, Gase the excuse to take his own quarterback. We all know what Sam's been up against. He's had nothing as far as playmakers go, as far as offensive line goes, as far as coaching and, play calls go. He's been asked to pretty much do it all on his own. And, for a kid that's younger than Joe Burrow, I don't think you put any young quarterback into this system under these circumstances. And we're talking about them having any kind of success. Pat Mahomes, he's not winning an MVP. Lamar Jackson, he's not winning an MVP. Josh Allen, we're probably running him out of town if he was drafted by the Jets. This is how you ruin a quarterback.
Is Tyson a teacher? I'm a martial arts instructor at night. I teach Muay Thai and boxing at night. So when the Jets play like shit and get me all angry, the students at night do lots of burpees and punches and extra kicks and all kinds of stuff. And they all know it too. They're like, oh, the Jets lost again. I'm like, yep. Put the gloves on. Let's go. So I'm not like I have like it is what it is. Can we call Altoon and Wesley Walker out of retirement? They are probably better players today than our current receivers. Why go there? Why not bring back like Clyde Gates and Devin Smith and David Nelson and
Eric Decker could still probably play. He's someone.
Brandon Marshall could probably still play.
Yeah, Brandon Marshall. Devin Smith is out there. He had a nice touchdown last year against Josh Norman. Deep ball.
Yeah. I always liked him, man. Look at this. Jets win in dramatic fashion.
Here we go.
Please. There's just no way, man. There's just no way. This is the easiest.
I'm actually rooting for the win this week just to see the reactions. I don't think there's any other game this week this year that I'm going to be rooting for the win. This week, I'd like to see the win.
You'd rather see them beat the Chiefs than the Patriots?
Yeah, because the Patriots aren't good this year. Beating Belichick when their team sucks, that
look at the impact. If you beat the Chiefs, he'll get like a 10-year extension.
We might actually be helping the Patriots get Trevor Lawrence if we beat them, especially if we beat them twice, because they only got 2 wins right now. I don't want any part of that. Beating the Chiefs, Super Bowl champs.
This is the only thing.
Sam Darnold's playing well.
The only thing the Jets are going to win on Sunday, right here. JT got it. Coin toss. They're going to win that.
They could.
Let's see. This is an understatement. Hackenberg had accuracy issues. Yes, accuracy issues. That's.
Yeah. So did Josh Allen his first year.
The offense is so inept that it seems like Gase is in on the tank, and this is part of the plan. That's the only explanation that makes sense for what we see week in and week out. Well, that's not necessarily true because the Jets, from what we've read and heard, is that Joe Douglas and company kind of told Gase to give up play calling. So they're kind of forcing his hand a little bit. They actually want to see the team play better, and they're kind of forcing Gase's hand a little bit. So
doesn't mean that he's not in on the tank, though. It could just, be Joe Douglas and ownership wanting to, get the media off Gase a little bit, give them, a different guy to, pin everything on and Dowell Loggins. I don't know. I feel like Gase is still going to get a pass.
Kelce will have 3 touchdowns. I don't think. I think if I had a bet, I would say he has 2. I think Hill gets one. Le'Veon Bell gets one. They're going to spread it around a little bit. And I think once the game gets out of hand, Kelsey comes out of the game. He won't play a full game. You keep him healthy, you know?
Yeah, Kelsey scoring 1 touchdown is minus 135. 2 touchdowns for Kelsey. Actually isn't too bad. Plus 420.
Mahomes won't play second half. I think he'll play into the third quarter, and then they take him out. I mean, he could be in the game, just keep handing the ball off. I mean, I think,
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of ground and pound for the Chiefs in the second half. I mean, depending on what the score is, depending on how the Jets' offense actually looks.
Can we put Braden Mann at wide receiver, quarterback? He's already the best special teams and tackler. Put him at safety.
Put him on defense. I was going to say, put him on defense. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm from KC and a Jets fan. It's hard out here. Dude.
I feel bad for you, man.
I couldn't even imagine being that. I mean, they're on the verge of a dynasty as good they're going to be. They're going to be good for a long time. And they re-signed all their players too. Like, they got everybody back. Like, they somehow circumvent the salary cap. Let's see. I'm nervous we might win a game and lose Lawrence. Big picture guy here. Well, the Falcons winning last night helped. You got to hope the Giants get a couple wins. I think if you got to worry about one
Jaguars, you got to worry about.
Friggin' Minshew got hurt. You got to get him back on the field.
Yep.
They're on a bye this week, I think. But you want Minshew to get back there and get back to winning.
Yeah, Jags, the Redskins, Giants, even the Patriots. They're creeping there.
I can't wait for the stream on Sunday. Yep, 10 minutes before the game starts. And as our precursor, our warning, our disclaimer is, if you're looking for any kind of expert analysis, this is not the place for you to come to, because it's going to be jokes, bingo, betting. That's pretty much all it is. I mean, we'll be betting all kinds of stuff. We've had a lot of requests. People want Geno Smith on the show.
Oof.
Yeah.
I don't know about Geno. He's busy right now in Seattle.
Yep. Oh, there it is. I heard the sound.
Number 2.
Oh, they are due. I mean, this is Kevin. I'm not taking no part of this.
At least 20 points. Mark it down.
20 points, huh?
Yep.
I feel confident doing 17, but I mean,
we're gonna have to do a little bet on 20 points. Risk a shotgun or something.
I'll bet my kids' college tuition on a Jets win, and I don't even have kids. Yeah, I mean, I don't see. So what are these guys saying? 7 points is the minimum, 21 is the max. But see, the thing is, we're looking at garbage time stuff too. Like, I think that the first half will be ugly, where the Chiefs kind of lay down their markers saying, listen, we're whipping your ass. And now we're going to pull it off, start benching guys, taking guys out, rotating guys in and out. And that's when the Jets get their points.
I think the first half is going to be ugly for the defense. But offensively, I mean, that's usually where, if there's any half where we play well, it's usually the first half with our scripted plays. So I think the offense puts up, some points in the first half, but the defense probably gets blown out. And then the second half, while the Chiefs start to run the ball a little bit more, that's where our offense probably opens it up, starts throwing it, because we're down by 2 or 3 scores. And I do think we'll get it somewhat close at the end. Surprisingly.
Whatever drugs primetime is on, I want some. So, Kevin, are you sharing?
No, I'm not. It's been a long week.
Jets scoring 30 points combined in the next 5 games. That's kind of the route they've been going.
That's about their average. I mean,
Perryman isn't hurt. Dude is faking. Did you see the hit he got hit last week? He got smoked last week.
If anyone, Crowder with the groin.
Yeah, Perryman's not faking that, man. He got roasted.
Yeah, concussion you're not faking. Groin injuries, muscle injuries like that you could fake and kind of let them linger, but no, the concussion, you saw that hit.
Prime time is 3 sheets to the wind. Nobody's buying your takes, man.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
I don't know. Damn, 20-point underdogs to disrespect. It is what it is. The Jets are the worst team in football.
It started out even higher, so there's money coming in someplace on the Jets.
Let's see. What are the odds we'll hire Bill O'Brien? We seem to like retreads. The most 2 common names we've been getting a lot is Bill O'Brien and Jason Garrett.
Garrett, I don't think so, but Bill O'Brien, not that I want him, but no. I feel like he would be the exact type of coach that ownership would get enamored with.
Yeah, I just can't see none of this. All right, now prime time. You got to translate this next one, right? You ready to translate?
I'll try.
Translate that.
All right, I'm going to take a shower after... Was that a guy on a bike?
Yep.
No, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah,
and there's golf, so Chiefs are probably going to go golfing after they win the game, and they hit the showers, and then I don't know what the rest of that is.
An interesting storyline will be we would be chanting "We want Bieniemy" this week if they would let us in. Well, the game's in Kansas City, first off, but I mean, that's an interesting storyline because how many times they're going to show Eric Bieniemy on the screen and they'll be like, "Oh, could this be the next Jets head coach?" That should be on the bingo board.
Dude, I was just thinking that. As soon as you said it, I was like, you know what? That's got to be one. Yep. I mean, this is kind of his audition.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the fact that the Jets already interviewed him, but I mean, what do we? I mean,
who didn't they interview before they hired Adam Gase that they should have hired?
Let's see. What's the point of signing, releasing guys, and moving up and down from the practice squad to active roster? It's not going to change anything. Well, excuse me, is you get to see what the young guys are. Maybe you can catch lightning in a bottle somewhere. You can find some kind of talent. It's better than having some guy like Henry Anderson there or guys you know that suck and aren't going to come back next year. It's worth a shot.
For years, I've always hated the way the Jets have handled their practice squad because it seems like we bring in these guys, whether it's like, guys from another team that just got released to get insight on, whatever they're doing for a couple weeks and then you release them. I've never felt like the Jets, from Rex to Bowles and even to now that they've utilized their practice squad the right way with young guys, give them an opportunity to actually learn your system, develop some chemistry with, the guys around them. And then after a year or so, you bring them up, kind of like what we did with Berrios and John Franklin Myers. Like those are the two most recent examples that actually worked out, where you kept these guys, you stored them, they learned the system, and now this year you're starting to see, some results there. Like that's what you want to see ideally from your practice squad. You reserve those, spots for young guys with high upside that are coachable. You give them a year to learn, and then you see what they do the following year. It seems like we have just too many transactions where guys are coming in and out all the time.
Completely agree with that. I'm trying to find this. Hold on. Excuse me. That one joke got me, dude. I was choking on my drink. Let's see, we missed a comment. Dylan told me we missed his comment. So I'm trying to go back through all these goddamn things. I can't find it. So we'll go to who would win a game in between the New York Guardians and the New York Jets.
Ooh,
that's a tough one.
It's a very tough one. I mean, Matt McGloin, he looked pretty good that first game for the Guardians. So, and they had quite the home. They had quite the home atmosphere too. They had a nice home field advantage. I don't know how the Jets would do going into that stadium.
Is this the game Adam Gase gets fired?
No.
I don't think so at all. Not at all.
Because should it be? Yes. Every single game this year, there's been a valid case to fire Adam Gase right after the game for something stupid that he's done or the cumulative results of, what we see since he's been here. But they're not doing it midseason. I think it's pretty clear at this point.
Take Primetime's car keys. They don't want you driving, man. They think you're out of your mind.
I'm not going anywhere tonight. Don't
worry. Bring back Terrell Pryor. Holy Christ. He was terrible.
Bring back Calvin Pryor while we're at it.
Who is this? This is. Did you guys like the Hackenberg pick when it happened?
I did.
I didn't.
I did.
It was so predictable. So predictable when it happened. Like I dreaded. I knew, we just knew it was going to happen, and it did. Yep. McCagnon was enamored with him.
What's funny though is the same things we heard about Hackenberg, we heard about Josh Allen, and even after the first year, Allen kind of looked like what most of the Jet fans and analysts thought. He was inaccurate. He had turnover issues, but they coached him up right. They built a system around him. They added, playmakers, legitimate number one wideout, and that's how you develop a quarterback. I don't think Hackenberg was anywhere close on that level, but, I think the system and what you do around a quarterback definitely matters. And so whether it's Hackenberg, whether it's Sam, I think what we've seen is how you fail a quarterback by putting nothing around them.
Fucking sucked, dude. He was horrendous. He was one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life in practice. I've seen a lot of bad quarterbacks in Jets practice. He was the worst I've ever seen in my entire life. Horrendous.
I disagree with that.
Dude. He had some of the shittiest practice I've ever seen in my life. Like, you're just like, what is that? Like,
no,
what is that?
I was at a lot of those same practices.
No, you know what? I take it back. Tebow was worse than him. Tebow was worse than he was.
That's true.
He was fucking horrendous.
That is true. But like the thing with Hackenberg is that almost like the conversations we have about Sam, like during the games where you see that one play every game where you're like, holy shit, like he could be a franchise quarterback. It seemed like Hackenberg would have that one throw or that one scramble where you're like, dude, exactly. And then you realize when things speed up and the defense is like, you have to actually read defenses in a game, go through progressions, things like that. It just never translated for him. And that was, you're talking about preseason games. He couldn't do it. So
Mark Sanchez doesn't get enough credit for taking the Jets to back-to-back championship games. I mean, He won when the going got the big spot. Sanchez played well in the playoffs. He played great. I mean, he had a couple good years, man. The Jets failed him too with just taking away his weapons and letting the offensive line go to shit and everything else.
Yeah, Kotchery, Damian Woody. I mean, they took it down piece by piece, and they didn't replace any of those guys.
He also, if you look at what the Jets did around Sanchez, they were smart. Excellent running game. They had ground and pound, good defense. They had a plan. Okay, here's how you protect your young quarterback. And then when he had to make a big throw, he made them for the most part. And that's, I mean.
Yeah, especially in the playoffs. They were built on the ground and pound in the defense, but he absolutely stepped up in the playoffs, especially in New England. The one throw to Santonio, that was a big time throw. Yeah. I mean, he made all the plays in the big games. You give him credit for that.
Yeah, I don't hate on Sanchez that much. I don't hate him like everybody else does. I've always liked him.
Me either.
Let's see, we got a couple of other ones. Apparently, we're missing comments here. I'm trying, man. You guys are just firing this thing up. I mean, I agree with Tyson. This organization is a joke. Dylan, you missed my donation. Well, Dylan, first of all, thank you very much for donating. I'm trying to find them, dude. Our comment section here is just completely out of control at this point. Let's see. Islanders sold in 2014. Nets sold in 2019. Mets sold in 2020. Are the Jets next? Who knows what Mets owner has some spare change lying around? Dude, A-Rod. A-Rod wants a New York team. I'll let A-Rod and J-Lo buy the Jets. I'd rather have them than the Johnsons.
I would take anybody over the Johnsons. I wouldn't expect A-Rod and J-Lo to get involved in football. But listen, anybody
can't be any more confident than Chris Johnson.
Anybody at this point. Gary V, whoever's got the money, whoever has a passion for the team. And that's what I like about Steve Cohen. Forget the fact that, he's worth $14 billion and, he's going to be like a Steinbrenner and actually spend the money. Like, he's an actual guy that likes the Mets, that was, he grew up around baseball. Like, that's the kind of owner you want to root for. Somebody that has a connection with the fan base and stuff like that. Not just these guys that have money and they buy the team for a hobby like the Johnsons did. I don't know. I like what Cohen's going to do.
Tyson and Kevin, at this point, the perfect career for Adam Gase is inspecting mirrors. I even think he can see himself doing it. See, I get the joke there? I see he can see himself doing it. Well played. That's very well played right here. That's a good one right there. Who will be the champ at 155 if Khabib doesn't come back? Conor McGregor. You heard it first. Because McGregor's fighting Poirier, and McGregor's going to fight at 155. He is coming back down for it. He's on his McGregor fast. He's coming down.
And you think he's going to beat Gaethje?
Well, I mean, Gaethje just lost, so he's going to fight Poirier. Now,
and then after he wins that, wouldn't he?
You have to said who's fighting for the interim, who's fighting for the title.
It would have to be Gaethje, right?
I mean, they have to say, could they make Poirier and McGregor an interim title? And dude,
I would think the winner of money. I would think the winner of that would fight Gaethje for the belt. I think that would make the most sense.
I never know. And you guys think Tony Ferguson's going to do it with him? My prediction is Gaethje will be Conor McGregor. That's my prediction.
McGregor beats Poirier. McGregor versus Gaethje. Gaethje wins the belt.
But see, it'd be interesting. I'd love to see McGregor fight Gaethje. I would love to see that fight. Absolutely love it. Tony Ferguson's the X factor because he's so damn diverse. He's probably the best fighter out of all of them. The guy can't stay healthy. And his last fight didn't represent what Tony Ferguson is. It was he went through like 3 weight cuts for that fight. One he did on his own, which was fucking ridiculous.
Isn't he getting a little bit older now, though? Like 38, 37, something like that?
No, Ferguson's, dude, he's still on top of his game. He had a series of injuries, but like his last fight, he literally weight cut like 3 times. And one was to prove that he can do it and stay healthy, which is like, dude, why deplete your body and do that? Yeah. He's the most diverse out of all of them. His ground game is sick, man.
Yep.
But now we're doing a UFC show again. What do I know? Let's see here. What we got here. This one. Remember when Joe Douglas was pissed the Jets were being disrespected because of low expectations? Fake tough guy is quiet now, huh? I agree so much with that comment.
I just hate that he's waiting until the bye week to address the media. Like when half of this roster is yours, when everything that you said was false, when you sat on $30 million, a lot of your decisions that you made with getting rid of certain players that have worked out elsewhere, guys you brought in haven't worked out. I feel like you owe it to the media, to the fan base to address like your decisions, your actions here. Like this is you. You've said nothing about Adam Gase. You've said nothing about the decisions that you've made. At some point, you got to answer for it and wait until the bye week when you're 0-8. That doesn't really do it for me.
And his comments, almost every comment he made is blowing up in his face. Best culture in sports.
Everyone.
We have a chip on our shoulder. You're going to see our best effort. We're going to play with passion and pride. And none of that shit happened.
6-2 was a fluke. Jamal a Jet for life. All of it.
Chiefs probably legitimately looking at this game as a scrimmage. It'd be hard not to. Like if you say like watch the tape, like everybody keeps telling us watch the tape, watch the tape. When they watch our tape, they can be laughing hysterically. Like we're playing these clowns. Like there's so many holes in this roster and so many holes in our game plan. I mean,
but they don't see us in practice, and if they're treating it like a scrimmage, better watch out.
Shit.
Better watch out.
Le'Veon Bell revenge game. I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. Over 100 yards. I'm actively rooting for it.
Same. I'm definitely placing a big bet on the over for the rushing yards at least.
Sunglasses prime time and no sunglasses prime. Two different people. This is the question we got last night too. Would you guys like Anthony Lynn if he becomes free this offseason? I like him, man. I do. He's probably like my top candidate. I probably like 5 guys ahead of him, but he's very well respected.
Yeah, I just don't feel like going the retread route.
Especially if he gets fired. Like, oh, he's hired another fired coach. And
yep.
Let's see. We got another comment here. Let's see. Shit. What about Dan Quinn? Come on, man. What are we doing here?
Could have had him 5 years ago instead of Bowles.
Yeah, it's true. He went to the Super Bowl and choked.
I know.
Let's see. Some funny jokes. You guys are bringing out some great jokes here. I'm trying to get all our comments. Let's see. Sorry, prime time. You don't understand how many comments we have right here.
Bring them on.
Blowout, hands down. Bills beat us by field goals. Didn't even score a touchdown. I mean,
that is a good point. We didn't force the Bills to punt the ball once. So
you're the one trying to sell that. I mean,
I'm not trying to sell the defense. I'm trying to sell that I think the offense could have a decent game.
Your thoughts on this comment?
If you want to talk about quarterback inaccuracy, let's just say Tim Tebow is never being in my house. The thing that would piss me off most when they would take like Sanchez out for just a play, and then Tebow would get hit in the face mask with something, or there's always something stupid when they brought him in the game.
Berrios is a stud. He could be this week. I mean, who else are you gonna throw the ball to? He's not a stud in normal teams, but there's nobody else to throw the ball to.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a good receiver in the slot, but I mean, should he be a starting wideout? No, he's your 4th or 5th wideout. At best, he's probably a 5th or 6th wideout on a good team. And unfortunately, again, with the injuries that we've had, we're just depending on too many guys to step up and be number 1s and number 2s when they're not.
Tyson, do you think Mike Tyson has a shot at coming back? I'll tell you right now, Mike Tyson's going to beat the living shit out of Roy Jones Jr. It won't even be a fight. He's going to destroy him. This is a man that is one of the all-time greats, in phenomenal shape, with just rage and power in his body. It's just not natural. And Roy Jones is trying to collect the check as to get his ass beat. That's my personal opinion. I mean, and he's bringing in like Mike Tyson trains with like top-level coaches too, like Rafael Cordero. Like he's bringing in like he takes the training seriously. This isn't a joke to him. Like, and he's bringing in like elite-level striking coaches to work with him. He's going to murder Roy Jones.
I'm surprised the line is so low on that one.
Because they think it's going to be kind of like, oh, it's going to be like a play fight. They're going to walk around. Like, dude, it's a fucking fight. Like, you put the ring with no headgear, like, you're fighting. Like, and you could say whatever you want. Like the one fight that was a fake fight was Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz. When they went in that, when they're both like almost like they were both out of shape. Chuck Liddell couldn't even move. It was embarrassing. It was a complete money grab. This isn't a money grab. Like, Mike Tyson will kick the shit out of you. He's going to. Like, this isn't like they don't play around with those guys. Let's see what we got here. Gagey for the title. Connor beats Poirier for sure. Tony versus Connor for the belt. I mean, yeah, Tony Ferguson he's not ass. You guys don't.
How do you give Tony a shot at the belt though after he just lost to Gagey?
It's a problem. But I mean, he's the most well-rounded out of all of them, man. He is so dynamic, so weird. He's so hard to when he like I mean. When he trained against, like when Edson Barbosa fought Tony Ferguson way back when, to even try to prepare for him, man, there's so many things you got to worry about. He does those rolls, like he rolls on the ground, he grabs your foot, takes you down, like you don't know what to expect. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different things you got to think about. It's just, Connor, you kind of know what you're getting into, and Poirier too, to be honest with you, him and his boxing. Let's see what we got here. We're just talking UFC. Just fucking
talk anything.
So we got some more comments here. Oh, my goodness. You guys, this is a perfect game for Gase. He wins games he should not. Come on, man. Primetime, why are you even trying to convince some of these people? There's no way anybody believes this shit.
Competitive game this Sunday. Get ready for it.
It's not going to be competitive at all.
Get ready for it.
Bryce Petty's live arm was worse than Hack. Don't get prime time started on Bryce Petty now.
That's
please.
True. That's true. Bryce Petty was he was significantly worse than Hackenberg. As bad as Hackenberg was, at least he had some athletic ability. He had the arm strength. Might have been inaccurate, but Petty, I mean, he had nothing.
If the Jets, it's the Jets auditioning for Bieniemy, not the other way around. That's a fair point too, man. They're probably trying to sell him something. They're probably beg him.
Well, there's nothing you could sell him right now because you literally have nothing on your roster. I mean, what do you have to sell to Bieniemy right now? Nothing. You're selling him future draft picks and cap space. Yeah, that's what you're selling him, and hopefully a contract too.
You're hopefully number one pick.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. What's the worst Jets game you guys have been to? For me, it was the 34 loss to the 49ers in 2012. It's like my baptism into Jets fandom.
Well, for me, ironically, it wasn't even a home game. It was the Bill game that we went to. Week 17, you take a long road trip up to Buffalo, have a chance to make the playoffs with a win, and you let Rex Ryan beat you. And then you hit a snowstorm, a blizzard on the way back. Doesn't really get much worse than that. So
I got 3. That game was definitely one of them. I was actually with prime time. We were second row behind the Jets bench, and to watch Kimbrel Tompkins drop that pass, he wanted to strangle him. I was at the fake Spike game with Aaron. I was actually wearing an Aaron Glenn jersey. He was my favorite player at the time. To see that happen to him was bad. But the worst was the AFC Championship game with the Jets Steelers, because in my opinion, if Sanchez gets the ball one more time, they win that game. And to walk out of that stadium was probably one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my life. The Steelers fans are throwing snowballs at us. They were fighting with us. I'm like, dude, like we left right when at the end of the game with the final whistle. We left. Like, well, I can stick around. I'm not gonna stick around and watch the trophy ceremony. Fuck that. Yeah. Like if you're a Steeler fan leaving the stadium to not even watch the trophy celebration, just shows you what a fraud you are. They're throwing snowballs at us, starting fights. Like it was crazy. I'm like, dude, like you just like you're going to the Super Bowl. Like, why are you angry? Like, why have that anger? So
I guess in fairness, they're an organization that typically wins Super Bowls. So winning an AFC Championship game, while the Jets, would look at that as an accomplishment. They haven't been to the Super Bowl in 50 years. For the Steelers, that's it's probably nothing.
So this is why we didn't see Dylan's comment. The S on Primetime's hat stands for Sam's lover. That's just a shitty comment. That's not even word. That's just terrible.
I don't get all the Sam hate. I really don't. Before the year, I mean, were there any fans that were calling in saying, you know what, this isn't the guy for us. He's not the franchise quarterback. We need to look in a different direction. Before the year started, there was nobody having those conversations. A few people that, needed to be convinced about how good he could be. But as far as, being ready to turn the page potentially at the end of the year, nobody was talking about, Trevor Lawrence or anybody. Yet here we are now after 7 games. 2 of them he didn't even start. 2 of them he had next to nobody healthy at wide receiver. I mean, these are just the facts with what he's been working with.
Yeah. Wasn't Anthony Lynn our running back coach? Yes, he was.
Yep. For a couple of years he was there.
Yeah, he's a very well-respected guy, man. Very, very well-respected guy. Let's see. A lot of good questions here. They're going to take Mahomes out in the second quarter. I don't think second quarter. I'm thinking third quarter probably. He'll probably get that point. They'll take him out.
Fourth.
I'm not buying it. I'm not. See, you're trying to push my buttons. I'm not letting you get to
me.
I'm
not.
You're getting everybody all riled up in the comments over here. It's crazy.
Sam's throwing for 300 to Sunday.
Sunday is going to be like Alabama versus New Mexico State. 1,000% agree. This is going to be just an epic disaster. Like, it's going to be terrible. And we're going to sit here and just drink through it and laugh and crack jokes. And
New Mexico State, they're turning that program around. So I don't know.
The videos of Mike Tyson training have been insane. His pad work is legendary, man. I mean, the just how ferocious he is and how he it's just his combinations, his power, his just intensity. Roy Jones has got no shot, man. He better be getting paid well for this. He's just getting just an ass beating.
Does it go longer than a minute?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably drag it out. Maybe a second round. That's probably about it. They'll probably hang on and clinch. That's like, if anything, my guess is once Mike Tyson starts like just lighting him up, he's gonna keep trying to tie him up, and then he's just gonna get dropped.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Let's see. 40 points over under for Chiefs. I'm gonna say under.
I think they'll be right around like 34, 37, something like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 35, 38 points. Like, I'm thinking like 35, 38, 17, something. I don't have the same confidence you have. You're just, I don't know what you've been doing today, but
Free touchdowns. All we need.
Chiefs will be prepared for first down, though. Yeah. Your game plan for the Chiefs defense is look out for the run on first down because that's all the Jets do.
Well, hold on. Frank Gore's not playing now. So we kind of have to change up the playbook a little bit. And that's going to force us to do some different things on first down, maybe some play action, maybe some deep shots, right? They're not going to be ready for that on first down. They're anticipating Frank Gore. So they're just going to think, all right, P. Ryan's in there now. They're just going to hand it off to him. Well, you work some play action. You let Darnold roll it out a little bit, air it out. Vincent Smith, Jeff Smith, Mims. Got our speed back.
Would you guys like Evan Ingram? We got Chris Herndon. They're the same fucking player. I mean,
literally the same player. Yeah, literally the same player.
We already got our own Evan Ingram.
Just trying to swap him.
I can't. Like, I'm so glad. I'm past my mad stage now. Like this week, I'm not gonna get mad. Next week, I'll probably get pissed. This week, I'm not gonna be mad at all. So, Jesus Christ. The sad part from yesterday's stream is that Gase's eyes are more wide open than that horse's eye. Yeah, so for those of you that are joining us a little bit late, we had a very special guest last night. So, check out the video and see what you think. It was a very surprising. It says, you viewers, what the hell does it say? Viewers pick topic or something like that. That's the one. So
it's the last live stream that was posted. So
this is a great question. Prime time. What goes to Sam going to throw to on first down?
You guys are doing exactly what ownership wants. By killing Sam, you're creating the scenario where Gase is going to be brought back. You don't realize it though that you're doing it. But by burying Sam, you're allowing Gase to point the finger at him behind the scenes and say, "I need my own quarterback." They're seeing all the excitement that the fans have for Trevor Lawrence, and they're not worried about Gase at all. They're not worried about appeasing the fans and firing him. They see the excitement. They know they're going to sell you guys jerseys and everything else. You're going to buy the season tickets to come watch Trevor Lawrence. They see all the excitement that you have, and they realize it's on Sam. It's not on Gase.
What's the first Jets game you saw live? Me, I'm a Chiefs fan for 50 years. First game I saw them in person was against the Jets. Chiefs won, but Dennis Byrd broke his neck. Oh, that was brutal. Yeah. When was yours, prime time?
I couldn't even tell you the exact game. I just know that it was in 1993. Because again, I was 5 years old at the time. That was the first game I went to, and then by the time I was 7, that's when I started going pretty much every Sunday.
Jets Browns 1986. Brian Sipe was there. That's because my dad gave me a birthday present, and Giants tickets were too hard to get, so we had to go to a lousy Jets game, and I became a Jets fan, and it pissed him off even more. His plan completely blew up in his face, and he hates it to this day. It's just kind of funny. Let's see. We'll do a couple more here. If the Chiefs play 10 players rather than 11, they still beat the Jets by double digits. Can't argue about that.
It's a strong possibility, especially on their defense against our offense. I mean, just judging by the past, I do think we're going to have a decent day offensively, but typically, opposing defenses, they rush, 4 or 5, and they still have no problem getting there. So
what's the over-under on personal fouls for Quentin Williams?
3.5.
That guy, man.
I like Quentin, though. He's been playing better.
He has been playing better. I mean, it was funny. Like, that was the one guy that Jet fans actually supported when there was the trade rumor came out. Everybody's like, you can't trade him. You can't trade him. He's a building block. I mean, Jet fans actually united around him and Becton.
I saw more support for Quentin Williams than I did for Sam.
Sam's done, dude. He's gone.
Save it for the end of the year, though.
Yeah, he is. He's gone.
Save it for the end of the year.
It's a nine game audition for somebody else. S for shotgun. That's your hat?
Hopefully not this Sunday.
Serious question. Can the Jets possibly get a top-level coordinator or college coach or known NFL head coach with how badly the organization is looked at? They know the fault is the ownership. They can. Very easy. Money, and a long-ass contract. Same thing Matt Rule got in Carolina is exactly what you got to give. That's probably set the precedent for a lot of people saying, you know what? Your organization sucks. It's a true rebuild. It's going to take 3 years just to get like some competent level of talent in here. I want a 6-year contract, and I want $9 million a year. If you don't want to give them that, they ain't coming.
Question is, will ownership be willing to pay that much? And does Joe Douglas want somebody like that who, would command that kind of money and maybe have more say over personnel than him?
That's my biggest
a stronger personality. I feel like he might want somebody that he can control if they're going to make a move at head coach.
You guys worried we win both New England games this year?
A little bit.
If there's teams on your schedule where you kind of say, hey, we have a chance to be competitive, especially now Edelman's out too.
It's whatever Belichick wants. If he wants to win the games, New England will win him. If he wants to lose because he's trying to make a play for Trevor Lawrence, then they'll lose. It's whatever Belichick wants.
Let's see what we got here. Do a few more here. Thank you guys for joining us, man. We definitely appreciate it. It's a Friday night. We're definitely not going to talk the game. We just don't. It's just ridiculous. 38-7 Chiefs. Fair enough. Over under 2 TDs for Bell. I feel confident with 1. I think 2's pushing it.
I think he definitely gets 1. And then again, how far out of control the game gets will probably determine if he gets another one or not.
What would you say? So I'm still trying to think. If you're saying 250 yards or just say 250 total yards for Jets offense, who's getting
only 250? Only 250?
Yeah, they have 300 yards total offense. Who's get like say P Ryan's going to get what 80 yards rushing, say 30 yards receiving. That's 110. You still have another 190 yards to count for. Who's getting all these yards?
Sam could scramble a little bit. You're going to have a bunch of screen plays.
You're making Sam to be Superman here, man. There's got to be other people on this offense that are going to do something here.
He had a 46-yard run a few weeks ago. So, I mean, he'll have a few yards on the ground. The over-under is 9.5 rushing yards for Sam. I'm probably taking the over on that one.
I just want Flacco to play now. So I don't have to hear about fucking Sam anymore. Holy God.
Now I'm rooting for Sam to win a couple games just so he's brought back next year. Just so you have to watch him again.
Oh, my God. This is just painful at this point. My worst Jets game was the Greg McElroy game. Oh, and they won. It was like 7-6, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yep.
That was some epically bad football then too. That was really bad.
I was there for that one too.
Yeah. There's certain games like at least Sunday you can watch because you probably have fantasy football interest and you just want to see the debacle. When there's like 2 teams that are completely just down and out and have nothing going for them, that's when it gets really, really bad. Yep. It could be Jets Patriots at the end of the season, to be honest with you. Let's see, do a couple more here. People are calling you out, man.
For what?
They're saying you're playing devil's advocate.
What do you mean?
I don't know. They're not buying your positivity.
Hold on. Almost every single time that we've done one of these shows, who have I picked as far as the spread goes? I picked against the Jets almost every single show. The one time I didn't was last week against the Bills, and I was right. They covered the spread. I'm telling you, this week I'm 7-0 picking with the Jets.
We didn't know. We didn't see your video last week. It's easy to say when you don't post a video. I mean, are you going to put a video up this week? Or are you going to be too busy tomorrow?
No, there's going to be a video posted tomorrow. And on the Friday show, I even said I think the Jets were going to cover the spread. So I gave my pick, at least for the Jets. I gave that pick on Friday last week. So I've been right with the Jets. I think the spread is set high on this one. And I think the way the line's been moving, closer, to the Jets, going all the way down to 19.5 now, I think it shows that, some money's coming in on New York.
What matchup on Sunday do you like the most? There's got to be one. Oh, I like plenty of them. I like Mahomes against the Jets defense. I like Kelsey against any Jet linebacker or safety. I like Tyreek Hill against any Jets corner. I like Le'Veon Bell running against our defense. I like Andy Reid versus Adam Gase. Should I keep going, or is that too much? I like Mecole Hardman against whoever. No, Bless Austin could do all right.
We might have Ficken back.
Edwards, no, he's hurt. He's doubtful.
Oh, really? Oh,
mm-hmm.
Damn.
But is there one positive? Give me one positive Jets matchup.
I can't.
There's nothing. We used to try to go to overlap. Like, oh, maybe Chris Herndon could do something. The guy's been invisible for the entire season. Mims, I mean, they can shut down Mims. He's still learning the game of football.
Maybe the defensive line gives you a little something.
Quentin Williams does something.
Maybe
Becton holds his own.
You can rely on Becton, but not the entire offensive line.
No, I don't. I really don't. I can't really give you anything with any confidence. Like we keeping a straight face. I just can't justify anything at this point.
I'm just hoping that with all the speed that we have back, again, not that we have good receivers, but we have our speed guys at the very least out there, that we can get somewhat creative, some end arounds, some deep shots, play action, whatever. I know it's been 7 weeks and we haven't done it, but
so you're basically
you have no choice because the Chiefs are going to score a ton of points. So what the hell? Like, let Sam air it out.
So do you think that Gore isn't ruled out yet? He's questionable, but unless they changed it since the show started, but. So do you think that that's not Adam Gase now, it's Dowell Loggins. Do you think they will just open the playbook and just go throw it all over the place and just do whatever you want because they're under so much just
I think they might actually. I also think that there's not really a fear of, winning the game in case, in the back of their mind, they are trying to tank for Trevor Lawrence. You could put up 20, maybe even 30 points this week, and you don't really have to worry about getting the win because the Chiefs are going to be putting up at least, mid-30s probably with our defense.
What do you think the Jets players, coaches are honestly thinking on their flight to Kansas City? Cover the spread? No, if you're a player, you're thinking, let's not embarrass ourselves and put on good film for yourself and worry about yourself and your career going forward. That's it.
The coaches, though, you worry. Like, we've seen certain times with Adam Gase, especially in the fourth quarter, where they're down by 3 scores and he tries to play for a field goal just to make it look like it was a more competitive game. That's the one thing that'll always piss me off. Like, no matter who your coach is, like, if you try to have that mentality late in games where your team's out of it, you're not playing for touchdowns, like you're just trying to, put the cherry on top and make it look like you were a little bit more competitive. I have no tolerance for that. So I hope we don't see that this week.
And the other thing you see with a player too is sometimes you make a business decision where you're like, you know what? I think my hamstring's getting a little tight right now. My back's starting to hurt. My neck is getting I have a little twitch in my neck. You take yourself out. Like, what? I'm going to live another day here. I want to worry about next year, worry about my next contract. Like, I'm not, the same.
And the Chiefs could have that approach too. If they do score, 25 or 24 points early on, it's a 24-10 game. They feel like they've got it locked up. They might try and pull their guys a little bit earlier.
Give a realistic prediction for this Sunday versus your Kansas City Chiefs. Well, Nick, first of all, congratulations on your Super Bowl victory. Congrats on having the best quarterback in football, a great coach in Andy Reid. I'm saying 38-17, 38-14. Like, this is not going to be a game. I think the Jets are going to get their shit kicked out of them. Like, we just got asked what matchup we like. We couldn't even give you one. There's no glimmer of hope. Perriman's out, Crowder's out, the kicker's out, Cashman's out, the safety's out.
Which is why you would think the spread would be going up, closer to 21 and above.
Instead of the garbage time shit. And they're going to be down by, say, 28 points, and the Jets are going to score some, little half-assed, 9 points in the fourth quarter.
38-27.
You're out of your mind, dude.
38.
You think it's an 11-point game?
38-27.
They had 4 yards in the second half last week.
And they watched the film, or they're still watching.
I don't know what your truly is. You are out of your mind.
38-27.
You've lost it. You've completely lost it.
27.
My goodness. 35-14, 50-67. I don't know. I don't know what Primetime's doing right now. I really don't. Can this be a game where total mutiny against Gase ensues, or did he dodge a bullet by giving the play calling duties to Pillsbury? I think that's exactly what happened. Dow Loggins is not a play caller. He called some different stuff last week. He used some motion. Dan, the problem with this is the Jets can get blown out by 40 and nobody's going to care. There'll be no outrage. Like, seriously, when we do this game on Sunday primetime, when they get blown out, we're going to start laughing because we expect it. Like, I won't be embarrassed. I won't be mad. I'm like, we know we are now, and this is it, and we're all accepting it.
I'll probably be upset a little bit because, again, like when you're talking about younger players out there, you want to see progress, you want to see growth, you want to see them get the opportunities.
If you lose 40-10 and Mims has 9 catches for 100 yards, do you feel good about it?
You feel good about Mims individually, but again, you have a lot of other young players on this team. You've got a bunch of young corners out there, and Guidry and Lamar Jackson, Ashton Davis, he should be starting. Maybe Zuninga actually plays a little bit. I can't root against young guys. I want to see the young guys actually play well.
Okay.
So if they're not playing well, I'm going to get pissed off. Like if they're not, being put in the right, position to succeed, if we're not taking any deep shots, I'm going to be pissed at that.
Let's see. Do 2 more. We're done. Gore was ruled out. When was Gore ruled out? I thought he was questionable as of the last injury report that I saw. I think I saved it. Let me see here. Let's see. I'm not sure I saved it. Maybe I saved the Chiefs one instead. Oh shit! I think I saved the Chiefs one. Maybe Gore was ruled out. I thought he was questionable. So
I'm looking right now. I don't see anything.
No, I don't see it either. Let's see. Change to the Giants, Kevin.
Whoa.
That's gonna miss Joe retiring from the fan. We'll miss hearing him. Yeah, Joe. We talked about him yesterday too. Joe Benigno was a great Jets fan that was for years the voice of Jet fans. Lately, he hasn't been, but he had an awesome radio career. I'm going to say 24-7 at halftime, then the Chiefs win 38-12.
So we're getting a safety in the second half. That's interesting.
Lamar Jackson might distinguish himself. The Jets are really high on Lamar Jackson. A lot of these guys, like you said, I want to see them all play. Like I'd start cutting like guys like Henry Anderson, all these guys. I let them all go. Like Zuniga play, Nathan Shepard, let every young guy play. That's it.
Yep. I don't know if you heard Wayne Corbett. He had an interview a few weeks ago on WFAN where he was talking about Bill Parcells. One of the things with him was that guys were always kind of on their toes about their spot on the roster, and every year he would at least make one cut that would just completely surprise, half the guys in the locker room and just let them know, hey, your position is not safe here. And so guys like McDougald, who haven't been performing, questionable effort, not tackling, get rid of them. Let the young guys play.
100-2, 98-3.
Oh, shit. Damn.
37-34 OT. I mean,
let's go, Kev. There we go.
All right. As we wrap things up at 10 o'clock on Friday night prime time, so your official prediction is what?
I'm going to go Chiefs 38-27. Again, funny feeling that the offense just shows up ready to play. They got some tricks up their sleeve. They got their speed wideouts out there. Darnold's going to be motivated to try and go toe-to-toe with Mahomes. I think you're going to see some good things with the offense. Defensively, I'm not expecting anything. We don't match up with any of these guys that they have. Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, McCole Hardman. I think Le'Veon Bell's going to have a big game. I love him on the over on pretty much every single prop. So again, I think the Chiefs are going to put up their points early, probably transition to more of a running game in the second half. And I think the Jets offense, they're going to do some things, make it somewhat reasonably competitive.
The Jets have absolutely no chance in hell of making this a game. They will not be in the game at any point other than at the starting kickoff. The game will be over at halftime, if not the second quarter. There'll be a laugher, and the Jets will have some moral victory in the fourth quarter, scoring some points and going into second and third stringers and saying, look, our offense did something, and embarrass themselves even more. So Sunday, 10 minutes for game time will be on. We'll do a post game like 15 minutes after. We actually do the Adam Gase press conference on our show, which has been very enjoyable. We will now Jets bingo when? When will the scorecard come out?
Early Sunday morning, if not Saturday night.
That'll come out. And you're doing a betting show? A bet?
Yep. Tomorrow, sometime around, 3, 4 o'clock, it should be posted. We'll go through all the games, all the prop bets for the week. So check that out.
Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on Sunday.